Why, hello everybody, it's Writers here, and today we are starting a brand new series on a brand new mod pack. This season of my modded series, we are going to be playing a mod pack called Mineshafts Monsters. It's a really interesting and really cool RPG style mod pack, and so you can see I've been playing around, testing it a little bit. That's just so I'm familiar enough for when I actually play in this world as a Let's Play. So let's go ahead and generate this. We're going to leave difficulty at normal this time, just because this mod pack is insanely difficult. You can see it's going to take a while to load. If you want to play this mod pack, I will of course have a link down in the description to where you can download the mod pack. Fair warning, it is extraordinarily memory intensive. They recommend about 8 gigabytes of RAM available just to dedicate to this instance of Minecraft Java Edition, just so you can run this mod pack, and they want 10 gigabytes if you want it to run smoothly. So I think I've dedicated 10 gigabytes of RAM to this. So I'm excited to see where we spawn. First things first, we are not going to be able to go anywhere near a village because the villagers do not trust us, and we're going to have to kill pillagers first in order to do so. And just like that, we have spawned in some leaf blocks. Fortunately, we're able to just walk right through leaf blocks. So it looks like we are spawned in, very interesting area. There, we got some airplanes up there. Yeah, we're probably going to want to make our way down there, and actually I can see our first building that we are going to explore down there. Yep, and there we go. We got our first objective, to kill a pillager, and this is so that villagers will at least be okay with our presence. I was right. He is in fact hostile. I am out of here. Oh, there's pillagers over there. Nothing good. There's so many of you, and I know that dude's hostile too. What the heck? We got such a bad spawn location. Okay, let's see. I know this building, I'm 99% sure this building is abandoned, which is good. Because as of right now, we definitely cannot fight off anything in this mod pack. Oh, also, while we're out here, we're probably going to get cursed by Poseidon. There we go. Here's the entrance to this building. If we head inside here, yeah, it's pretty much abandoned. So we are all good to go. In here, I recognize this building. We should have some beds. Yay. Perfect. So from up here, we could get a pretty decent view of the world. You can see that's something crazy up there. There's lots of things to explore, but our first step in this world is going to be to find a place for us to live and hopefully kill a pillager. I'm going to be careful with centaurs. Let's go ahead and actually chop down some trees. And something, I keep forgetting I don't have an elytra. Something interesting in this mod is when you start to chop down a tree, you actually have to chop down the entire tree, and then it will break all the leaves, and then you'll get all the wood, which it's a really interesting dynamic way to do trees. Well, I sure found something interesting. I have no idea what this is. I definitely don't want to fall down there, but there's bedrock in it, which is so weird. But this tall grass has been driving me crazy because you can see nothing through it. And I've just been looking a little bit at our map. If we pull it up with M, I'm just looking for a spot to live. Maybe we could look at this spot up here. I just want a nice place to be able to settle down just for a little bit while we get ourselves started. So currently in this update, the What Am I Looking At mod is broken, which is very unfortunate because I just found this amazing looking tree and I would like to know what it is. I guess we can break it, but I'm like afraid I'm not going to get any saplings back, which is unfortunate, but we'll sure try. So evidently this thing is called an elder tree, which is super duper interesting. We're going to steal this. Oh, darn it, we didn't get any eggs. But I was thinking that we could probably set up shop in this little cave for now as like a temporary base just to sleep the night away. But we really need to find a spot that's going to be good for farming. One of the things in this mod pack is everything has basically a value on it. So if you kill, or you have reputation points basically. So if you kill an animal, your reputation with animals is going to go down, which means certain animals can and will attack, which is not good. So I'm going to be avoiding that for now. I think it's okay if we steal eggs though. I'm not sure about that though. We're probably going to want to move over towards this area because it's kind of flat land, although I do not see a great spot to start base, maybe up in this area. But I'm going to do some exploring and catch y'all up when I'm done. Note to self, do not eat snowberries. So I think I found the spot in which we are going to build our little starter house. So we spawned just right about over here. We made it right to here. You'll notice over here, this down here is a Pillager Camp, which eventually we will take care of. I believe these are like plum trees or something like that. I'm very excited to find out what they are, but let's go ahead and get at least a little farm going because you can see I'm running a little bit low on that hunger meter there. So this is the little spot in which we're going to build our starter house. As you can see, I've cleared out the area and I have found a design that I really like for the starter house. I will of course be linking credit in the description of this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So while I was working, I spotted this interesting structure over here. It looks like it's actually the start of, yeah, the Pillager outpost. Here's the thing, is I need lots of iron. And am I about to sacrifice my life by going in here? Probably. Am I able to run if things get bad? Fingers crossed, yes. And we're running. Yeah, we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. Are you all right to see this? It's been more than a couple hours for me, but I'm very proud of what we have gotten done so far. This is our lovely, lovely starter house. And I've managed to catch a single chicken who has been laying eggs. So hopefully we will be able to get a little bit of an egg farm up and running because in this mod pack, you are able to cook the eggs and turn them into fried eggs, which is better food than like bread. So this is what the inside of our house looks like. Over here, we have valuables and then wood and then stuff that comes from like stone or stone-like things like sand. And then over here, we have mob drops. So if we head out here, there is a little bit more that I have to do, and that is some terraforming just around the back here because I did cut into this hill quite a bit. And with this enchanted iron shovel that I found, well, mining for iron, it has efficiency 2 and then breaking 2 on it. I was able to get this to a point that I'm relatively happy with. All we need now is for some of the grass to spread and we will be all good to go. Now, next in this mod pack is we need a solid food source. And like I said before, we do indeed have this chicken egg farm right here, but I need a better place for it because honestly, this is right in the middle of the house. This is just happens to be exactly where I built it while I was building up the house. So I was thinking this spot is going to be reserved for like a little enchantment area eventually. We're going to need to find a good spot for our little chicken to live. Okay, so I found the little spot in which we're going to have our chickens, and I used all the eggs that we had in there and we ended up with 3 chickens. We're going to just have our little furnace right here that we can go and grab stuff whenever. One of the things that does happen is you do get eggshells occasionally from whenever you throw a shell or an egg and it doesn't make it. So what I'm going to do is this chicken is going to be free and I'm going to steal this hopper because I do not have enough iron for another hopper. And we're going to go over here and hook this hopper up to this furnace. And just like that, all we have to do is break this block and should be good to go. There we go. All the chickens are in there. Perfect. And then we're not actually going to cook the eggs, or we will cook the eggs. But when these dudes grow up, we are going to be able to breed them with seeds, and that will be just absolutely perfect. So that way we could basically have ourselves an infinite food source. So with one thing left to do in this episode, and that is to go exploring for a bit. Of course, after we sleep through the night, because one of the things is you get a pretty amazing loot while exploring. So I want to check out what this is, and what this is during this episode. Maybe if we have time and if I don't die, we'll do some more, but we'll see exactly what happens when it happens. Well, I just try to go to sleep and it says you can't sleep while looking at you. I'm assuming it is referring to this thing, which I know I do not have the strength to take on, but I guess we're gonna have a very long night ahead of us. There are lots of new and fun mobs added into the game, like I believe this is a Tasmanian devil, and then we have kiwis over here. There's just so many fun things in this mod. We're currently out exploring, headed towards that first thing that I pointed out on the map, and I'm very interested to check out what it is. We may have to make it. Oh, it's just an abandoned portal. Okay, at least we could get some good loot from this. So let's see. Yeah, well, we're actually going to get our first bit of armor, which is the Soul Dancer hood. 2% armor, plus 2 armor, 50% XP, 25% magic damage, and 15% to negate hits. Heck yeah, we are going to take that. We have Boots of Swiftness, which gives a short boost of speed. Oh, it's an item that you can use. Okay, interesting. Got some more iron nuggets. We have a Curse Axe, which requires fame 2. We'll go over that later in the series. Fire charge and a life mending axe. Interesting. All right, well, I guess next up we are headed towards this thing, which is apparently just right around the corner. And I do not hear any mobs inside, which is probably a good thing. I think I actually recognize this building from a playthrough I had on a personal world. But yeah, it's in bricks instead of in stone. So in theory, if this is the same building that I'm thinking of, there's some really good loot in here. We just have to go all the way down here. And here we go. We finally reached the chamber, the central chamber. And so yeah, this place is really, really nifty. So let's go ahead and break into it. There's tons and tons of loot that we can get here at a very low cost, actually. So we have some cake in case we ever get hungry. And this is where the loot starts to get good, is in these chambers. Because if we open up these chests, you can see we got some glass bottles, we got some gold, we got some bones, and just there's tends to be lots of good stuff in these chests. Got a medical tincture, interesting. All right, I'll take this and I'll take the string. We'll leave the rest of that behind. But yeah, we're gonna do lots of exploring. Hopefully we don't die. And yeah, there's tons of cool stuff in here. Some of these rooms do indeed have spawners though, so I'm going to have to be very careful of that because I definitely cannot win against a spawner in my current state. All right, with that skeleton taken care of, let's light up this room a little bit, just so that way we can actually take a peek at what's going on in here. And there is a chest right over here, which we have another medical tincture. We have a sword. We don't actually have a sword yet, so we'll definitely take that. We will take all of these wonderful things. There we go. We'll leave the carrot on the stick. Is there anything up here? I don't think so. Nope. All right. And it looks like this is where this section ends. So I guess on to the next section we go. So occasionally you will have these things that lead even further down, and they do continue to have good loot, but I'm gonna head over in this broken section and see what we can find. Yep, there are those spawners that I was talking about. We are not geared up enough to take them on yet, but there is a treasure chest over there that I desperately want. So we're gonna mine our way around and peek inside there. Mistakes have been made. That skeleton is fully geared up and ready to go. Well, yeah, this is probably going to be the end of me. Let's back up. Oh, you have a flame bow too? That's so rude. Oh shoot, I really need to turn off fire tick, don't I? Because otherwise this entire place is going down. Okay, let's see. Oh, my hearts have increased by 1 and is now fully replenished. And it looks like this area 100% blew up, but we got an enchanted shovel, which is its efficiency 2. Alright, we'll take... Oh, inventory's completely full. So let's see, plant fiber, let's see, I have no idea what that does, but let's continue exploring and hopefully we'll find some good loot. Like the stuff in here, which we definitely want to take those hay bales. Those are going to be great. And if we take a peek in here, normally, yes, you will find coal as well, so that's good. And there's lots of things that you can find by exploring, like even better food than what we have right now. 8 baked potatoes versus 5 of the dried kelp. We are definitely going baked potatoes. Alright, so we got quite a bit going through there. I unfortunately lost that gold sword because another mob literally stole it from me. But we finally have some iron pants. We got ourselves a jukebox. We got ourselves a couple books. And we have whatever this is. And a potion of regeneration, in addition to some crops that we are able to plant and hopefully get more food from. I figured out what this on the map is, and it's something that we are 100% not quite ready yet to take on. So we're going to go ahead and head over here, and hopefully we'll be able to kill a couple pillagers, and that way we can actually exist around villagers and they'll be okay with us. But in case you're wondering, that's what this building looks like. We are not geared up enough in order to face that building, so we are instead going to head up to that pillager outpost. Hopefully the pillagers won't be too difficult to take care of, but who knows. And right as we make it on top of this massive hill, I can see something off in the distance there. It looks like it's actually the same building, and if we take a look at our map, It very much looks like the same building, so we know that once we are completely geared up, we will be ready to go. And actually, this doesn't look like it's a pillager outpost, it's a satyr camp. And in theory, we should be friends with the satyrs. They shouldn't be mad at us, in theory. Hi, you. Yeah, they aren't attacking, so that's good. Yep, alright, so I think eventually we'll be able to do something with these dudes. They do have the enemy hit banner, which is strange. But eventually we'll be able to do something with those dudes. I'm not exactly sure what yet because I haven't reached that point in my personal discoveries of how this mod works, but let's go ahead and head back to our base. Well, on our way back, I found this nifty little dirt hut, and it was a hobbit hole. Cool beans. So I guess, is there anything fancy under here? No? Okay. Cool beans. Well, we found a hobbit hole, so there's that, I suppose. And here we are back at home sweet home, so let's go ahead and drop our stuff that we just got in our little storage system up here. Hello, you? Well, this is interesting. Maybe it's a glitch. I'll have to relog, see, but let's go ahead and drop our stuff in. Starting off a brand new day, relog, and this dude that was over here is officially gone. And I want to go check on our chickens and see if any of them have grown up. Let's check if we have any eggs. Nope, we don't, so I doubt any of them have grown up. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do a little bit of AFKing over here, plant some crops, do a little bit of gardening, and hopefully we'll get some adult chickens so that way we can have some actual food in here. Well, one of our chickens just grew up and died in the wall, but we now have 2 grown chickens and a single chicken egg. So let's see, hopefully we could breed these 2 up. There we go. Perfect, got the achievement, and there should now be a baby chicken in there. Yep, and they should start laying eggs. I realized that putting the hyperlink into the back of the furnace meant that the furnace was reading that as fuel. So we're just gonna put chests here. We'll take the eggs out and we'll cook them as we need them. Right now we have some fish, so we should be good to go. And another thing is, you may be asking why don't you just fish? That's because you actually need worms to fish in this mod pack. And I only have a couple of those. So let's see exactly what we can get done with those chickens so that way we have our eggs as our unlimited food source. Things are starting to heat up in here. We have tons and tons of chickens in there, and they are indeed laying eggs for us. So once we have a couple more, I'm going to breed up some more chickens in there. I want to have a nice steady stream of eggs that we can go ahead, head over here, put in our furnace, and those will cook it into a fried egg, which I actually think that we want this fried egg because it does a little bit more hunger. I think it's, or a little bit more XP. I'm not sure which. So let's take that one and let's do one of these ones and see if either of them have different values because we have 2 fried eggs. So I guess it's time to do a little bit of an experiment. All right, so we have 5 bars of hunger there. So let's try the Better Animals Plus fried egg. The Better Animals Plus fried egg restores 2.5 hunger. So now I'm gonna make myself hungry again and we're gonna try the environmental fried egg. And we're back down to 5 hunger bars again. Let's go ahead and try out the environmental fried egg. Which one? This one only restores 1.5. So we are definitely going with the other fried egg, which I believe is the default. So let's go ahead and start cooking us up some of the Better Animals Plus fried eggs. In addition, I believe we've almost reached entity cramming limit. And our little egg farm over here. Ooh, rotten egg. Rotten egg. What can we do with that? Rotten flesh block. That looks disgusting. So it's basically a useless egg, rotten to the core. Interesting. So apparently that's an advancement, obtain a rotten egg. But yeah, we have 8 more eggs, we have tons of chickens, and now we officially have a food source to end off episode 1. This series is actually sponsored by my patrons over on Patreon. If you all would like to get this series an entire week early, go ahead and support me over there. Starting at just $1 a month, you will get an entire week early access to this series. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!